Hello, everyone. I'm doing this as a go over the Articles of the Confederation and Perpetual Union. This is not the Civil War Confederate States. This is before the Constitution of the United States. And let's begin. The Articles of Confederation and the Perpetual Union of 1777. To all whom present shall come, we, the undersigned delegates of the states affixed to our names, send greetings. Whereas the delegates of the United States of America in Congress assembled did on the 15th of the day of November in the year of our Lord, 1777, and in the second year of the independence of America, agree to certain articles of confederation and perpetual union between the states of New Hampshire, Massachusetts Bay, Rhode Island, and Providence Plantation, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. In other words, in the words following, viz. Articles of Confederation and Perpetual Union between states of New Hampshire, Massachusetts Bay, Rhode Island, and Providence Plantation, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. Article 1. The steel of the Confederacy shall be the United States of America. Article 2. Each state retains its sovereignty, freedom, and independence, and every power, jurisdiction, and right which is not by the Confederation expressly delegated to the United States and Congress assemble. Article 3. The said states hereby several enter into firm legal friendship with each other for the common defense, the security of the liberties, and their more mutual and general welfare, binding themselves to assist each other against all force offered to or attacked made upon them, or any of them on account of religion, sovereignty, trade, or any other pretense, whatever. And these words are directly from Confederation and not changed. Article 4. Better to secure and perpetrate mutual friendships, intercourse, and among the free people of the different state in this union, the free inhabitants of each of these states, paupers, vanguards, and fugitives from justice accepted, shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of free citizens in the several states, and the people of each state shall have free ingress, regress to and from any other state, and shall enjoy therein all the privileges of the trade and commerce, subject to the same duties, impositions, and restrictions as inhabitants thereof, respectively, provided that such restrictions shall not extend far as to prevent the removal of property imported into any state to any other state to which the owner is an inhabitant, provided also that all no imposition, duties, restrictions shall be laid by any state on property of the United States or either of them. And any person guilty of or charged with treason, felony, or high misdemeanor in any state shall flee from a state and be found in any other United States. He shall, upon demand of the governor or executive power of the state from which he fled, be delivered upon and removed to the state having jurisdiction of his offense. Full faith and credit shall be given in each of these states to the records, acts, and judicial proceedings of the court and magistrate of every other state. Article 5, for the more convenient management of the general interest of the United States, delegates shall be annually appointed in such a manner as the legislator of each state shall direct to meet in Congress on the first Monday in November in every year, with power reserved to each state to recall its delegates or any of them at any time within the year, and to send others in their stead for the remainder of the year. No state shall be representative in Congress by less than two, nor more than seven members, and no person shall be capable of being a delegate for more than 3 years in any term of 6 years. Nor shall any person be a delegate be capable of holding any office under the United States for which he or another of his benefit receives any salary, fees, or annulments of any kind. Each state shall maintain its own delegates in a meeting of the states, and while they act as members of the Committee of the States in determining questions in the United States in Congress assembled. Each state shall have one vote. Freedom of speech and debate in Congress shall not be impeached or questioned in any court or place out of Congress, and the members of the Congress which shall be protected in their persons from arrest and imprisonment during the time of their going to and from and attendance on Congress, except for treason, felony, breach, or breach of the peace. Yeah, okay. Article 6. No state without the consent of the United States in Congress assembled shall send any assembly to or receive any embassy from or enter into conference agreements, alliance, or treaty with any king, prince, or state, nor shall any person holding any office of profit or trust under the United States or any of them, except of any present annulments, office, or title of any kind shall from any king, prince, or foreign state, nor shall the United States in Congress assembled or any of them grant any title of nobility. No two or more states shall enter into any treaty, confederation, or alliance whatever between them without the consent of the United States in Congress assembled. Specify accurately the purpose for which the same is to be entered into and how long it shall continue. No state shall lay any imposts or duties which may interfere with any stipend in the treaty where entered into by the United States and Congress assembled with any king, prince, or state pursuant treaties already proposed by Congress to the courts of France and Spain. No vessel of war shall be kept in time of peace by any state except such number only. No vessel of war shall be kept up in time of peace by any state except such number only as shall be deemed necessary by the United States in Congress assembled from the defense of each state or its trade, nor shall any body of forces be kept up by any state in a time of peace, except such number only as in judgment of the United States in Congress assembled shall be deemed requisite to garrison the forts necessary for the defense of the state, but every state shall always keep up a well-regulated, disciplined militia, sufficiently armed and countered, and shall provide and constantly have ready for use in public stores a due number of field piece and tents, and a proper quantity of arms, ammunition, and camp equipage. No state shall engage in any war the consent of the United States and Congress assembled unless such state be actually invaded by enemies or shall have received certain advice of a resolution being formed by some nation of Indians to invade such state, and the danger is so imminent as not to admit of a delay until the United States in Congress assembled can be consulted. Nor shall any state grant missions to any ships or vessel of war, nor letters of marque or appraisal, except be after a declaration of war by the United States in Congress assembled, and then only against the kingdom or state and the subjects thereof, against which war has been declared under such regulations as shall be established by the United States in Congress assembled, unless such state be infested by pirates, in which case vessels of war may be fitted out for that occasion, and kept so long as the danger shall continue, or until the United States in Congress assembled shall determine otherwise. Article 7. When land forces are raised by any state for the common defense, all officers of or under the rank of colonel shall be appointed by the legislature of each state, respectively, by whom such forces shall be raised or in such manner as such state shall direct, and all vacancies shall be filled up by the state which first made the appointment. Article 8. All charges of war and all other experience that shall be incurred for the common defense or general welfare and other and allowed by the United States in Congress assembled shall be defrayed, and it's two different words, out of common treasury, which shall be supplied by the several states in proportion to the value of all land within each state, granted to or surveyed for any person so as such land and their buildings and improvements thereon shall be estimated in accordance to such mode as the United States in Congress assembled shall form time and to time and direct and appoint. The further action where did it go? Phosphorus. The taxes for pay, the proportion shall be laid and leveled by the authority and direction of the legislators of the several states within the time agreed upon by the United States in Congress assembled. Article 9, the United States in Congress assembled shall have the sole and exclusive right and power to determine on peace and war, except in the case mentioned in which six articles of sending and receiving ambassadors, entering into treaties and alliances provided that no treaty of commerce shall be made whereby the legislative power of the respective states shall be restrained from imposing such imposts and duties on foreigners as their own people are subject to, or from prohibiting the expiration to or importation of any species of goods or commodities whatsoever from established rules from deciding in all cases what captures on the land or water shall be legal and in what manner prize taken by the leading land or naval forces in service of the United States shall be divided and appropriated. Of granting letter of marque and reprisal in times of peace, appointing courts for the trial and piracy and felonies committed on the high seas and established courts for receiving and determining the final appeal in all cases of capture, provided that no member of Congress shall be appointed a judge of any said court. The United States in Congress assembled shall also be the last resort on appeal in all differences now subsisting, or that hereafter may arise between two or more states concerning boundaries, jurisdiction, or any other cause whatever, which authority shall always be exercised in the manner following whenever the legislative or executive authority or lawful agent of any state in controversy with another shall present a petition to Congress stating that matter in questions and pray for a hearing. Notice thereof shall be given by order of Congress to the legislative or executive authority of the other state in controversy, and a day assigned for the appearance of the parties by their lawful agents, who shall them be directed to appoint by a joint consent commissioners or judges to constitute a court for hearing and determining the matter in question. But if they cannot agree, Congress shall name 3 persons out of each state, United States, and from the list of such persons each party shall alternate strike out one. The petitioners begin and until the number shall be reduced to 13, and from that number not less than 7 nor more than 9 same names as Congress shall direct, shall in the presence of Congress be drawn out by lot, and the person whose name shall be so drawn, or any five of them shall be commissioners or judges to hear and finally determine the controversy, so always as a major part of the judges who shall hear this cause shall agree in the determination, and if either party shall neglect to attend at the day appointed without showing reason which Congress shall judge sufficient, or being present shall refuse to strike. The Congress shall proceed to nominate three persons out of each state, and the Secretary of Congress shall strike in behalf of such party absent or refusing, and the judgment and sentence of the court to be appointed in the manner before prescribed shall be final and conclusive, and any of the parties shall refuse to submit to the authority of such court, or to appear or defend their claim or cause, the court shall nevertheless proceed to pronounce sentence or judgment, which shall in like manner be final and decisive. Judgment or sentence and other proceedings being in either case transmitted to Congress and lodged among the acts of Congress for the security of the parties concerned, provided that every commissioner before he sits in judgment shall take an oath to determine by one of the judges of the Supreme or Superior Court of the states, where the cause shall be tried, well and truly to hear and determine the matter in question according to the best of his judgment, without favor, affection, or hope of reward. Provide also that no state shall be deprived of territory for the benefit of the United States. All controversy concerned the private rights of soil claimed under different grants of the two or more states, whose jurisdiction as they may respect such lands, and the states which passed such grants are adjusted the said grants, or either of them being at the same time claimed to have originated antecedent to such settlement of jurisdiction, shall on the petition of either party of the Congress in the United States be finally determined as near as may be in same manner as in before prescribed for deciding disputes respectively territorial jurisdiction between different states.